And why some merchants were surprised on this day, traditionally among the busiest shopping days of the year.
We'll find out who is questioning whether the Bears' Doug Flutie can win. A hint, the initials are JM. And we'll learn a bit about the season's other holiday next on the Channel 5 News.
Live on Channel 5, this is the 4:30 News with Ron Majors and Marlene McClinton, John Coleman with weather, and Warner Saunders with sports. The Channel 5 News at 4:30.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Marlene McClinton. Ron Majors is off today. Phil Walters joins us. At the top of our news tonight, 'twas the day after Christmas when all through the town, shoppers were waiting for prices to go down. And down they did go as sales signs popped up around Chicago like toadstools after a rain. With the holiday rush behind us, shoppers began looking for bargains and in some cases returning the gift they said was just perfect yesterday.
Channel 5's Daryl David braved the malls and stores to find out just how shoppers fared. He joins us now live from Marshall Fields on State Street with a look at the day after. Daryl?
Well, Phil, there are a lot of people out here tonight. Maybe there were a lot of people working today, but for the most part, it was pretty slim. Not a lot of people outside. You see them coming around now, and like I said, I think a lot of them were at work today. Now they're coming back, maybe returning their gifts or buying more. But for the most part today, you know, it just wasn't that busy. Crowds were much thinner than anticipated for the day after Christmas shopping crunch. At both malls and downtown shopping centers, buyers and sellers were surprised by the small crowds.
We really expected more people, but it hasn't been bad at all.
$2.70, please. But for those who did venture out into the expected pandemonium, they were there to buy, not return presents.
No, I haven't taken one thing back. Nothing had to go back.
What are you doing?
Just been doing all of our shopping.
Getting
all the bargains, right. Getting ready for next year.
Merchant Brian Daly agreed with Helen's assessment. People were buying, not returning goods.
For the next 2 weeks, they will be slowly returning the items that they do not want.
But it's the sales today.
It's the sales today, definitely.
However, there were those that took advantage of both a wrong present and a good sale.
I really didn't want them and stuff like that, so I was exchanging them. Well, I exchanged them, getting the refund and getting what I wanted.
We're coming back out now, and as you can see, we've got a crowd gathered around us. How many of you are buying presents today? Raise your hands up. Oh, how many are taking things back? Well, there you go. Those that are down here, they're buying, and not too many people are coming back to return goods. And, of course, the longer that drags on, the more those sales will probably go on, and the more you'll see those prices slash. Phil and Marlene?
I guess everybody got what they wanted.
Looks like a very happy group here tonight.
Yeah, it seems that way. Thanks, Daryl.
Right.
And a West Suburban Addison man will not be trading in his Christmas gift this year. His name is Anthony Drago. He's a candy worker, and he is the one who won the $6 million Illinois lottery game. Drago didn't want to talk with the media about it, but he walked into this liquor store today with his brothers, who were acting as bodyguards, and he presented that winning ticket to the man he purchased it from.
He was very happy, there is no doubt, okay? He don't know what to do at that time, you know. He was just asking, when you going to get the money, how much you want to get money, you know. First he saw me, how much the state of Illinois will tax, you know, something like that, you know.
The winning ticket, by the way, was a quick pick done by the machine. And it is truly a holiday season. The sun set moments ago, and Hanukkah, the tradition-rich 8-day Jewish holiday, is underway. Hanukkah is traced back centuries. It was when thousands of Jews were massacred and their temples were taken over by Syrian armies. 3 years later, the Jews retook their temples, and the Feast of Lights, Hanukkah, began with the lighting of the 8-armed menorah. Tonight at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, the first candle of the menorah was lit, and the celebration began for patients there.
It's the Jewish July the 4th, a proclamation of freedom and that oppressing an individual's religious expression, as the king of the Syrians at the time, 165 BCE, tried to do, meant that the Maccabees rose in revolt and proclaimed their right to be free. Very parallel, in my opinion, to the British and George Washington.
Traditionally, the top candle is lit, and the candle from right to left will be lit for the next 8 days. According to the story, the Jews at the first Hanukkah had only enough oil to light one lamp of their menorah, but miraculously, it lasted 8 days and 8 nights.
But it is still not too late for one more Christmas story. When Cleveland factory worker Ralph Conley was a little boy growing up in a West Virginia mining town, all he wanted for Christmas was a red bike. But his father had died, his mother was poor, and that Christmas came and went, no bicycle. However, this Christmas Eve, when Conley and his family returned from midnight services, there was a red 10-speed waiting for the now 51-year-old man and a note from Santa which said, "Sorry it took me so long. I didn't forget that Christmas. You wanted this, and I hope it's not too late." Now, Conley's wife and children say they had no part in the surprise. They insist on that. And Conley, through his tears, says, it goes to show you should never give up on Santa.
There is still much more to come right here on the Channel 5 News, including the story behind why a United Airlines jet was forced to return to O'Hare today.
And we'll see who's after Alderman Ed Verdoliak's jobs, or one of them anyway. And we'll hear what the Bears' Jim McMahon is saying about fellow quarterback Doug Flutie.
Now my car ship's sweet. Mo trouble at a price you can't beat. You better ship to Motor and ship for the better right now.
At Motor, we'll give your transmission a 23-point diagnostic checkup. No obligation. Why not check it now? You'll save down the road.
You better ship to Motor and ship for the better right now.
Shift to Motor Transmissions right here.
Today at Bay Furniture, your new home furnishings won't cost you a thing till spring. With your good credit, pay not a penny down, not a penny in interest, and not a penny in payments on anything over $200 till April 1987. Pay not a thing till spring for top-quality living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, even recliners and accessories. New furniture in your home now, and pay not a penny till April. That's after the Christmas bills are paid, your checkbook's balanced, and the Cubs are warming up for another season. You don't pay a thing till spring, only at Bay Furniture in Homewood and Hoffman Estates.
There's only one way to appreciate Zenith's 27-inch stereo television with breathtaking sound by Bose. Go hear it. Zenith and Bose. Quality. Compare camcorders and you'll see why Zenith's lightweight, autofocus, compact VHS wins. Single-handedly. Zenith. Quality.
For the red carpet treatment and for Ford Credit's red carpet lease, Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford is for you. Sure, the red carpet lease plan is probably available somewhere else, but who cares? Business or pleasure, let Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford arrange a red carpet lease for you through Ford Credit for qualified lessees now. Lots to choose from: Aerostars, Tempos, Escorts, Mustangs, Thunderbirds, even Ford trucks at Naperville's fantastic Fair Oaks Ford, Ogden and Naperville Road, just off I-5.
The cleanup of more than 200 gallons of oil caused some problems, but is well in hand tonight along the Des Plaines River near Joliet. Traffic along the river was shut down for a while today, but now it's been reopened. The spill came from a ruptured Amoco line. Illinois EPA officials say it posed no health risk. And a scare this morning out at O'Hare, but no injuries, at least to humans. A United 737 en route to New Orleans was forced back to the airport after a bird was sucked into one of the engines, forcing the pilot to shut that engine down. And the plane then blew a tire upon landing, but none of the 89 passengers on board was hurt.
Iran today is denying that it had anything to do with the abortive hijacking and plane crash that claimed 62 lives on Christmas Day. In Beirut, 4 groups did claim responsibility for that attack. Passengers aboard an Iraqi flight from Baghdad to Amman say an attempt to take over the plane in Saudi airspace ended with a disastrous crash landing near a desert airstrip in Saudi Arabia. Survivor Soliman Arar, a former Jordanian cabinet minister, arrived home safely late yesterday. He told of one would-be hijacker grappling with security guards, then bursting into the cockpit where shots and explosions were heard. The crew tried for emergency landing, but lost control.
We came down in the earth. I don't know what happened. A big sound, and the chairs on our heads. And I saw some fire in the wings. I tried to find my way to the door. Also, I will be outside. When I looked, I saw the aeroplane, 2 parts.
It is thought that 44 people survived that crash. The fate of the hijackers has not been announced by the Saudi government. There were no Americans on board. And in Washington today, President Reagan now has a special officer to coordinate White House responses to the Iran arms affair. U.S. Ambassador to NATO, David Abshire, assumes that post with cabinet rank. He is to coordinate the administration's response to any congressional inquiries into the scandal. Abshire is a former military officer and foreign policy advisor. He will report directly to the president, bypassing Chief of Staff Donald Regan. Marlene?
Here at home, Waukegan Mayor Robert Sabanjan tonight is in a Milwaukee hospital awaiting test. He was rushed to Victory Memorial Hospital in Waukegan Christmas Eve after experiencing some chest pains. But tests show he didn't suffer a heart attack. He was transferred to St. Luke's in Milwaukee this afternoon so they could find out just what's wrong with him. And a new study on aging says that as today's baby boomers get older, they will get sicker. And by the year 2000, people 65 years and older will be crowding healthcare facilities. The forecast was published in the New Journal of the American Medical Association. But the news is not all bleak. In just 13 more years, the prediction is that life expectancy will reach 90 years old, with 65 becoming middle age, and many people continuing to work right up to the age of 75.
Isn't 65 middle age right now? A 74-year-old Eva Chesney's Christmas gift this year was her life. About 8 months ago, the Stevens Point, Wisconsin woman took in a stray cat she named Kitty. And yesterday, Kitty returned the favor, scratching the woman awake as heavy smoke from a fire filled her home. With the cat's warning, the woman was able to escape.
Your Christmas lump of coal on its way. It's a little late, but the 1040 tax forms go in the mail.
And coming up next, a behind-the-scenes look at family ties.
This week at Dominic's, save on a refreshing tropical drink, Tropicana Orange Juice from Concentrator Homestyle. A 64-ounce carton, just $1.09. Feel like a king and save on Imperial Margarine. It's incredibly spreadable. 2 one-pound packages in quarters, just 89 cents at Dominic's. And drink a glass of sunshine with Tropicana Frozen Orange Juice from Concentrate or Homestyle. Get a 12-ounce can for just 69 cents. Happy New Year from Dominic's.
If you want to have it all now, with the style you deserve, here's a little secret.
Entertainment Rentals.
Entertainment Rentals lets you rent to own affordably, just a phone call away. VCRs, stereos, TVs, washers, dryers, all name brands, all yours, just a phone call away. Rent to own from as low as $8.95 a week.
Entertainment Rentals.
Call now, North 267-2303, South 735-1600. Rent it today, own it tomorrow.
McMania. McDonald's Big Mac McMania. At 99 cents, it's beyond an urge, beyond a craving, beyond the Big Mac attack. It's beyond your control. At 99 cents, a Big Mac is too much to resist. McDonald's Big Mac McMania, only till January 6th. At 99 cents, there's no holding back.
It's day one of Toyotathon 87. Nationwide, Toyota dealers want to sell 93,000 cars, trucks, and vans.
Out here, there's never been a better time to deal.
We're out to break last year's sales record.
And that means Toyotathon deals from an incredible selection.
And immediate delivery from stock. Remember, this is the last week sales tax is deductible. Your last chance to save hundreds more dollars. See your Toyota dealer for a record-smashing Toyotathon deal now.
The number 2 rated TV show this year, second only to Bill Cosby, is NBC's Family Ties. And just as The Cosby Show has its superstars, well, so does Family Ties. But as Barbara Harrison tells us from our sister station in California, KNBC, stardom hasn't gone to Michael J. Fox's head.
Hooray for Hollywood! Hollywood, California, the home of Paramount Pictures, where there's no business like show business. And the show we've come here to see, one of America's favorite Thursday night habits, Family Ties.
I bet we've been together for a million years.
Family Ties, the story of the Keatons of Columbus, Ohio, was the second highest rated series on TV last season. It has received several Emmy nominations, a Golden Halo, and a Humanitas Award. It is a hit by any standard, and it has given birth to a genuine superstar, Michael J. Fox.
Break it up, will you? Higher primate coming through.
The role of Alex was the brainchild of Family Ties creator Gary David Goldberg, who saw a winner in Family Ties, but not in Michael J. Fox.
I'm embarrassed to say after the first time I saw him, I actually didn't even want to give him the job to show you how dumb I am.
No.
Gary told us, and of course I'd heard this before, about how when they first met you, they didn't know, I mean, you weren't the first choice. He didn't know you were going to be so great. And
oh, don't mince words. He hated me. They didn't. It's one of those funny things when you're an actor and you're going in to read for a character. First of all, I needed the job desperately. I mean, I had no money in it. And I was kind of at the end of my rope in terms of me staying in California and continuing to audition for jobs. And when you read a part, you essentially want to go in and really give them an idea of what that character is. And there's two schools. You can either go in as yourself and then present the character. You can go in as the character. And I made kind of a mistake, and I chose to do the latter, so I went in as Alex. I am the center of your universe. And they said, this kid's arrogant, obnoxious, and we don't like him. And then my agent and the casting director convinced them that I was really being Alex, and I wasn't being myself, so I had to come back in again, kind of nice it up like crazy at the top end, and then jump back into Alex for the reading. So it eventually worked out.
It more than worked out. Today, it's hard to find a celebrity magazine that hasn't printed his name and face. His movie, Back to the Future, was the top money-making film of 1985. His success can be called overwhelming.
Precisely.
How hard is it to be successful to the point that everybody, I know in television, especially in national TV, everybody gets to know who you are?
For as hard as it can get sometimes, it's always a lot less difficult than being unemployed.
55 next?
Yeah, I'm going to be lecturing there once a week. It's really been terrific. And any time that there's slight pressures, I mean, you're in the market and someone wants to stop you and talk to you, I mean, that can be annoying, but really measured up against so many other things in life, there are very few drawbacks to this. It's been terrific.
There must be thousands of people coming up all the time, not just one person in the supermarket.
It's like that, but you also, you plan your life. You say, if you're going to go to the mall, you go, Wednesday afternoon. You don't go on a Saturday afternoon. If you can kind of plan that. You also know that if I'm walking down the street and I see someone that I know recognizes me, I can make a quick right and get out of the way, or, and I mean this in all modesty, I can make their day. I mean, how many people get to do that? Plumbers don't get to do that.
In the land of Hollywood, super success often means super ego. Michael J. Fox has achieved the super success. His ego seems to remain largely unaffected.
There's a book title that I really like. This book is called Innocent Millionaire, and I feel like, this show has given us all an opportunity to be innocent millionaires, which might be a contradiction, but we're with good people, we're doing what we feel are good things, and we're successful because of it, and it's really a nice and rare situation.
Barbara Harrison, Channel 5 News.
And to all you plumbers, Michael didn't mean it, because a plumber can indeed make your day. And now a little plug. Family Ties is seen right here on NBC and Channel 5 at 7:30 on Thursday night.
You may think you've received all your Christmas presents by now, but Uncle Sam still has one for you. Mail carriers no longer burdened with cards and presents have begun delivering 1986 tax forms. The forms have only a few changes from previous years. There will be more radical changes in the forms delivered next December because of those major tax overhaul bills passed by Congress this fall. Incidentally, the IRS denies that it is playing Scrooge during the holiday season. It insists that they're just trying to give taxpayers an early start with that annual chore. And when the IRS says it's in the mail, they mean it.
I think you'll have to be a PhD to figure out that tax form next year.
I mean, don't you have a person that does all that for you now?
I'll find one by next year. Coming up, John Coleman tells us if there's any hope for a change.
Simple tip, don't look in your mailbox between now and Monday, folks. Just let the bills sit there. I'll have the forecast for the weekend. There won't be much change, Marlene.
The year of fantastic triumph and unexpected tragedy.
the never-ending battle and the overdue reunion, the mystery and the payoff, and the joyful return, the victories and defeats that made up the year of news in Chicago. Join Ron Majors and Carol Marine, along with John Coleman and Mark Giangreco, for a look back at the major events of 1986 one more time. A Channel 5 news special New Year's Eve at 9:30.
O'Connorville Ford, your largest volume new and used car dealer, is your one-stop truck stop. Is the #1 Southside suburban-driven in-city car dealer. Has no money down leasing, 5-minute financing, special credit plans, 7% sales tax, and phew, lots more.
There's no reason to go anywhere else. O'Connor Ford has got it all for less.
If anyone can, O'Connor can.
O'Connor Ford, 2600 West 95th.
This week at Dominic's, the savings are purely American on domestic sliced boiled ham, perfect for an appetizer plate. In our deli, just $1.98 a pound. Enjoy a mountain of savings on Hills Brothers coffee, electric, regular, and automatic drip. A 2-pound can, just $4.99 at Dominic's. And get spicy savings on easy-to-bake Tombstone pizza. Choose cheese, pepperoni, or cheese and sausage, just $2.99 each. Happy New Year from Dominic's.
Hey, it's my movie, Back to School, now on video. I think I'll see it again.
That's what I call marine biology.
Rodney, take out the garbage.
I already took out the garbage.
Then go out and keep an eye on it.
Oh, enough of this. I'm going back to school.
Shake it up, baby!
Rodney, what about the garbage?
Oh, you cooked it. You take it out.
Rent a laugh now. Rent Back to School, now on home video.
A few leftover snowflakes for us today, but not much.
The only Marilyn I ever met in my life was Marilyn Monroe, and you remind me of her, Marlene.
Oh, sure, John.
Beautiful young women.
Nice
vivacious.
try.
Dear friends, how are things at your house on this Friday that's sort of a holiday and sort of isn't? Well, we've got a weekend coming up. For some people, this seems like Monday. But the weather won't change too much. What a boring December we're having. Our last sunshine here was at 10 o'clock Monday morning. Our last temperature above 40 degrees was last Sunday. Our last below 20 goes back to the 13th. We haven't had measurable snow since the 11th, just flurries. And that's the story again today. Marlene says she saw the flurries today. A couple of people said they saw a little freezing drizzle, but all of it is terribly unimportant as the sky continues gray and the wind's light and no strong weather systems are about. Our low was 28 at midnight last night, and our high for the day on the average in the big city, 32 at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And all day today, you've probably been thinking, well, snowstorm is going to build up. Not yet, folks. 32 at 4 o'clock, humidity 85%, breeze west at 3. Are you kidding? Which means the wind chill, same as the temperature, and the sky is overcast. And there have been official reports of snow showers and snow flurries at the airports today. The mercury ranges from 33 at O'Hare Field and Aurora and 34 at Port Sheridan down to 31s at the other reporting stations, Loop, Midway, and Gary at this hour. The lake water temperature is still at 34 degrees. Don't see any ice on the open water of the lake. The breeze is there, predicted to be south-southwest, 10 to 20 knots on the open lake tomorrow with 1 to 3 foot waves. But you won't be boating. Air quality is good throughout the metropolitan area. That's fog in the air, not pollution today. And the fog is fairly light at that, not a big problem. Well, here's my forecast this evening. 1 flurry, cloudy skies, temperature dropping high 20s. Northwest breeze is very light at 4 to 8 miles per hour, so enjoy it. This is Friday night, date night. Another flurry will come later tonight. Maybe you'd like to convince your loved one to stay up and watch for a snow flurry. West breeze at 2 to 6. And here's the satellite view that shows a knot of slightly whiter clouds over southwestern Wisconsin. There have been a few flurries in those. But the main flurries reported this hour have been at Lansing, South Bend, and over at Youngstown and Cleveland area. And there's been a little sleet reported in the past hour at Carbondale in southern Illinois. Skies have been clear over through western Minnesota, and I've been trying to predict some of that clearing to get into Chicago. So far, it hasn't worked. We have another storm developing in the Gulf, a couple of bands of clouds west. This one will flirt with us tomorrow, one further west, which is producing some rain and mountain snows in the far western states, will be through the Chicago area on Sunday. It is rainy in southern Florida, but continuing warm there. I think, however, tomorrow, the good part of central Florida will be in the 60s instead of the 70s as a slight cooling takes place. These are 3 o'clock temperatures across the country. Even Aspen was above freezing. Marquette, Houghton, and Pittsburgh were below the freezing mark, and there has been a little knot of snow through the eastern portions of Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and western New York, and a little ice on the roads in that area. That's it for travel troubles. Tomorrow, 30s from here southward, 40s from Champaign and Indianapolis southward, 50s from Chattanooga southward, 70s over South Florida again. And we'll be watching bands of clouds, one coming through the Dakotas, which will flirt with us tomorrow. Another heavier band in the Rockies will be here on Sunday, and neither one will produce much weather. I'm predicting Saturday this way, mostly overcast with another flurry, very little wind, which makes it rather pleasant out, continued on the more or less humid side for this time of year. Low 26 and high 32, 33 tomorrow. Sunday, same thing, flurries. Maybe they'll bunch up a little in the afternoon, but it won't be a big deal. I'll have the official 5-day outlook right up to New Year's Eve in about half an hour. Marlene and Phil.
All right, we'll look forward to it. And in
a new Rubik's puzzle tonight that seems to defy a logical answer. Those who got Rubik's magic puzzle for Christmas also got a toll-free number for help in solving the game. But those who called got an earful.
Thanks for calling Rubik's Magic Hotline. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like giving out any clues at the present time. Besides, any one of the people that call these lines are just a stupid mother got the brains to solve it themselves. If you really want a big hint, go to the store and buy one of the books on solving the puzzle. Hell, I get a commission on each one I push. Well, thanks for calling Rubik's Magic Hotline. Have a nice day. Suckers.
I'm just total shocked. I can't believe it would be on the telephone, first of all, because there's children buying this game, and young children. It starts at 8 years and up.
No word yet from Matchbox Toys, which distributes the puzzle. The message has, of course, been removed now from that 800 number.
a phantom is striking here.
That's oh, would you be mad if you'd bought one of those?
I think so. Coming up next, in the next half hour of the Channel 5 News, the mayor goes out registering voters while his allies try to oust Edward Verdoliak from the party leadership.
And we'll have part 2 in a very special series on the problems of gay teens and their parents.
Then a bit later on, Norman Mark with the funniest Russian to come out from behind the Iron Curtain. Stay with us.
Now that 7-Eleven has the best movie deals, everybody's becoming a critic.
Silverado is a cinematic tour de force, don't you think?
It's a poetic blazing saddle.
It's a new wave in Western, in my opinion. 7-Eleven has all the top hits 24 hours a day.
You know, there's a photodynamic restraint to Rambo that you need.
And the price?
Universal spent $22 million on this baby.
And you get it for peanuts.
Nobody has better movie deals than 7-Eleven.
Home-cooked soup with collagen.
Good house,
Thank you. Never met a new neighbor who couldn't use some soup.
Oh, thank you.
Collagen says fit and stay warm.
Great soup, huh? What's your secret?
Collagen broth simmered for hours adds rich, full-bodied taste to soups.
The secret to great homemade soup, home cooking all the way.
Seem more like an old friend than a new neighbor.
Collagen, the taste is warm.
Collagen broth, the secret to great homemade soups.
Today at Bay Furniture, your new home furnishings won't cost you a thing till spring. With your good credit, pay not a penny down, not a penny in interest, and not a penny in payments on anything over $200 till April 1987. Pay not a thing till spring for top-quality living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, even recliners and accessories. New furniture in your home now, and pay not a penny till April. That's after the Christmas bills are paid, your checkbook's balanced, and the Cubs are warming up for another season. You don't pay a thing till spring, only at Bay Furniture in Homewood and Hoffman Estates.
Hey! Oh, it's the man from Nissan.
He's here in Chicagoland for our inventory clearance sale. We're selling Pulsars, Pathfinders, Sentras, Stanzas, Z-Cars, Maximas, and trucks. Did I say trucks? Hard bodies with financing as low as 3.9% or cash back up to $800. But the best thing about our inventory clearance are the deals right now at your Chicagoland Nissan dealer. Can we give you a deal?
We're your Nissan men. Yes, we can. Yes.
From all of us at Channel 5, we wish you season's greetings. A very happy New Year.
Some dissident ward committeemen, all supporters of Mayor Washington, are challenging Alderman Ed Verdoliak's role as Democratic Party leader tonight. Channel 5's Rick Salinger joins us now for the latest steps in this political tango.
Well, Phil, you might call it an attempted coup by the Washington forces. They figure since Verdoliak is running for mayor on the Solidarity Party ticket, he shouldn't be dispensing Democratic Party funds. Did the coup attempt work? Well, the rebel committeemen called a meeting, a party meeting for 10 o'clock this morning. Verdoliak was there and called the roll.
Quorum not being present, adjourn the meeting.
Most of the committeemen's chairs were empty when the roll was called, so Verdoliak left the room. A few minutes later, the rebellious committeeman showed up and said, he can't do that.
He was here at 10 o'clock, and no meeting have ever started on time in the Democratic Party as long as I've been a committeeman.
What I would suggest that we do is have our meeting.
Their object, to eventually remove the name Edward Verdoliak from the door of the Cook County Democratic Party office.
I'd like for the former chairman to leave the books, to remove his personal belongings, to lock the doors, and bring the keys to the real Democratic Party.
A motion was presented to censure Verdoliak for dispensing Democratic Party funds when he's running for mayor on the Solidarity Party ticket. Verdoliak's attorney objected, but he was told he was out of order. So they voted anyway.
The ayes have it.
What does that mean as far as their censure is concerned?
This means absolutely nothing. Absolutely 100% nothing under any bylaws or any state law.
He said they didn't have a quorum, but they went ahead and a motion was made to replace Verdoliak as chairman, not of the Cook County, but the municipal Democratic Central Committee.
The opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. John H. Strozier is the new chairman pro tem of the City Central Committee.
Verdoliak called it another episode of politics, Washington style.
They wanted confrontation. They wanted to cause political difficulties during Christmas week, and their total lack of organization and their quite apparent ineptness in what they did was apparent to all of you. You were all there.
Strozier said if Verdoliak doesn't like it, he should go to court. And speaking of court, there was another challenge to Verdoliak today. The New Alliance Party, with John Bilski as its candidate, filed suit against the Board of Elections. Contends that Verdoliak should have to run in a primary against Bilski.
Thank you, Rick. Marlene?
All right, in trying to counter a sharp decline in the number of registered voters, Mayor Washington today launched a new voters registration drive. As Channel 5's Tim Coleman reports, the push to register voters will go on right up till the general election registration and deadline next March.
Marlene, that's very true. Harold Washington organized a major voter registration drive 4 years ago, a drive that helped get him elected mayor of Chicago. Today, he's off on a new campaign to do it again, and he's not alone.
Did I register myself? No, I registered.
Chicago's mayoral candidates are looking for votes, and in particular, unregistered votes. The increasingly large number of people who right now are not eligible to vote in the mayoral election because they are not registered. In the 1983 mayoral election, Chicago had about 1,630,000 registered voters. Today, there are only about 1,450,000. Harold Washington, who was elected mayor 3 years ago with the help of an enormous voter registration drive, is going to the well again. He and Jesse Jackson today received the Board of Elections training that will enable them to register voters and try to duplicate their success in 1983.
We're satisfied that the enthusiasm is there. What we're trying to do is make it convenient for people to register.
But it was fired up students who were mature beyond their years that made it happen.
Jesse Jackson is on a recruitment drive, trying to attract a new group of college students to replace the ones who helped elect Harold Washington 4 years ago.
Thousands came home the weekend before the election. They volunteered and worked. About 30,000 voted in the schools within the greater Chicago area.
The potential voters who have not yet registered to vote could very well determine who the next mayor of Chicago will be. Harold Washington knows that, and so do his opponents, Jane Byrne and Edward Verdoliak.
Hi, are you registered to vote?
While Harold Washington is canvassing the city's south side, Edward Verdoliak is on the near north side. He has his own people working, and he is supporting nonpartisan groups like this one who are registering voters in neighborhoods he feels may be partial to his campaign.
It has nothing to do with party affiliation or any mayoral preference. We just simply want to get Chicagoans who are not registered, we want to give them a convenient opportunity to get registered.
Voters have until January 19th to register for the February mayoral primary and until March 9th to register for the general election in April. Still plenty of time to attract a lot of new voters.
Yes, there seems to be that, and they're going after them all.
Yeah, sure are.
Thanks, Tim. And the Reverend Jesse Jackson continued working on voter registration into the afternoon. He offered encouragement to young people to register to vote during a sign-up session this afternoon at Operation Push. He told them that the courage and enthusiasm of youth has made a difference in many social movements, and their political involvement can make a great difference.
And the Reverend Jesse Jackson joins us live now. Reverend Jackson, thank you for being here.
How do you do?
Fine, and Merry Christmas to you. How does it look? What kind of numbers are you going for on this registration?
Well, you know, I'm very impressed. Today, the mayor and I signed up as deputy registrars. It overcomes a great hurdle because for a long time, poor people and old people could not go all the way downtown and register because of lack of access. Now we can go to the people. That is going to have a difference. Secondly, if we can challenge our youth to turn away from drugs and violence and sex without love and self-destructive activity into political and educational activity, it can be a great lesson in civics for them.
But do you have any goals, any absolute numbers you're going for this time?
Well, the goal is to maximize the number. It does not serve us any useful good to just talk about a certain number. We know that several 100,000 are down from where we were in 1983. So we must re-register many voters, register some for the first time, but then do it in a way that helps to broaden our city's focus on critical issues. For example, we're spending time tomorrow at Push with USX steelworkers who've lost their jobs, our Koreans, our Hispanic people, our young people, and trying to put real focus on education and jobs and justice and avoid what appears to be a terribly nasty and polarizing campaign, even in its early stages.
Reverend Jackson, Alderman Puchinski says that the mayor is ignoring the Southwest Siders by fielding a slate involving all minorities. Now, will you be registering folks on the Southwest Side, or where are you concentrating?
Well, the fact is, we register people all over the city. We were registering some Koreans just this past Friday night. We've been registering Hispanic voters. When you look at the breakdown in the city council of blacks and whites, Hispanics and women, it is the most cross-section, a rainbow city council we have ever had. Look at the procurement contracts. More women and Hispanics and blacks have contracts than ever before in the history of our city. You look at the collective bargaining agreement, the first in the history of Chicago, it applies to all workers, whatever their race or sex may be.
Okay.
There's been a real attempt by this administration to keep the base broad. I shall reach out to all wards in this registration campaign.
Okay, Reverend Jackson, thank you very much for joining us this
Thank you very
evening.
much, and happy Hanukkah and happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
All right, thanks. The scalpers are sharpening their knives over precious Bears playoff tickets. That story still ahead.
But first, the story of parents drawn together to help each other cope with their kids' homosexuality.
You've never seen anything like it. Marshall Field's after Christmas sales and clearances. Values for everyone. Incredible savings only at Marshall Field's.
Oh, boy, am I tired. I need a good night's sleep. I know I'll get one. I just got a new Pepper's waterbed during their giant after Christmas sale. All 20 Pepper's showrooms are having a tremendous sale. Save hundreds of dollars on Pepper's wide selection of waterbeds, accessories, and bedroom furniture. So take it from an expert in value. Don't miss Pepper's giant after Christmas sale. Hey!
Why you should buy your new Jeep Cherokee, Wagoneer, or Grand Wagoneer now. Winter. Nothing handles it better than a four-wheel drive Jeep. Sales tax. Buy this month, and individuals who itemize can still deduct 100% sales tax. Depreciation. Buy for business this month, and you can still get 3-year accelerated depreciation, not to mention a vehicle that's roomy, luxurious, and dependable. See your Chicagoland, Northern Indiana Jeep Renault dealers before the year's end.
The relationship between parent and child is never free of problems, but one problem not only difficult to deal with, but even difficult to admit, is when a teenager is gay.
And just how do parents cope with the knowledge? In her series, Gay Teens, Marjorie Margolis reveals the deep emotions of parents and the difficulty that teens have in admitting they are gay.
They make it sound easy or casual. It is not.
Well, there's a big fear of losing your friends.
I used to get your friend on. I was tormented.
People used to laugh at me.
My God, what will the neighbors think? My son is gay.
And there's another coming out that's even tougher. For a parent to say, my child is gay.
No child can expect the reaction of the parent. Parents themselves don't know what their reaction will be.
Paulette Goodman is the president of an organization called PFLAG, parents and friends of lesbians and gays. It is here parents share their highs and their lows.
It really rips you inside. You don't understand why it should be so hurtful.
I always had the feeling of, at least intellectually, I don't want to discriminate against gays. But of course, then when I found out my own child was gay, well, that was, a terrible blow, because you're not prepared for that emotionally, really.
Most parents, when they find out they have a gay child, go through various stages. The first stage they go through is shock. They can't believe what they've heard. After shock comes denial. Denial takes the form of saying, you just need to find a good woman, or we'll get you some psychiatric help. After denial comes guilt and then blaming. And after blaming, either rejection or some kind of acceptance.
The first thought was a feeling of guilt. It's something I had done in my life.
Did it have anything to do with me? Did I carry in my genes anything that made him homosexual? I'm one of 10 children, and one of my brothers, we think, may have been gay. I'm not sure whether he was, but that came in my mind too.
These were people that we told jokes about, and this was my wonderful, sensitive, loving son that we cared very much about.
Oh my God, I'll never be a grandmother.
These kids are expert at deceiving. Almost their whole socialization process is one of deception, because they learn how to show the world what the world wants to know.
I used to go out with guys. I didn't want my mother to know. I was afraid, so I went out with guys, and I got pregnant.
There's times when you go through trying to be straight and going out with people and stuff. I even went to the level of getting married.
You have to check yourself all the time. You have to lead a double life in the beginning. You're trying hard not to let it show, but and secretly you want them to know.
The deception comes from being afraid of rejection. These P-flag parents understand or are trying to understand. Many do not. Many families reject their children when they come out of the closet. Some ignore them. Some think it's just a passing phase, that it will go away.
I think she tries to pretend that I'm not around anymore, that I have in fact died.
Hope first realized she was gay when she went to college, although she says she always knew she was different.
I guess I'm just, at this point, so used to rejection that I reject people before they have a chance to reject me. And I think it's a survival technique that you learn growing up.
She feels her life is together now, but there are times when it's hard and very lonely.
It hurts a little more, especially during holidays, nowhere to go during Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Marjorie Margolis for NBC News, Washington.
For parents or teens who need some counseling, Horizons Unlimited offers help. Their phone number here in Chicago is 929-HELP.
Well, you may not associate the Soviet Union with stand-up comedy. Apparently the Russians didn't either, which is why you'll see Yakov Smirnoff here, live with Norman Mark.
Yes, this is the man who, while he was in Russia, played hide and stay hidden, Yakov Smirnoff.
Kids get their toys at Christmas. Adults have to wait until Highland's year-end markdown sale.
Hey, Highland doesn't open for hours.
It's a wondrous time for good little grown-ups when Highland marks down everything to the lowest prices of the year.
Wow.
Like this VHS video recorder with remote, just $196.
Just look at their faces.
Highland's year-end markdown, now through December 31st.
Good thing this only comes once a year.
Give us your tired, your weary, your overworked business traveler yearning to be comfortable. AirCal 737 Executive Class Service welcomes you with exclusive luxuries throughout the plane, like first-class legroom and a variety of superior snacks and meals. Even telephone service and premium wines are available. AirCal welcomes you with new luxury at ordinary coach prices. AirCal 737 Executive Class Service. We make flying easy.
Motra, now my car ship's sweet. Motra, at a price you can't beat. You better ship to Motor and ship for the better right now.
At Motor, we'll give your transmission a 23-point diagnostic checkup. No obligation. Why not check it now? You'll save down the road.
You better ship to Motor and ship for the better right now.
Shift to Motor Transmissions, right here.
It's everything you've been waiting for. $5 million of fabulous furs, all at 40 to 60% off. Save through Sunday in the Event Center at Marshall Field, State Street.
In the dark about buying a new car? Let Tony Pyatt shed a little light on the subject with $48 over invoice or 4.8% financing.
Terrific naked furniture clearance. Save to 55%. Finest oak, ash, cherry, and pine pieces, but it's first come, first choice at Naked Furniture.
The Chicago Urban League is currently accepting applications for its free 16-week computer training program. For more information, call 733-0306.
For those who might think that Russians are rather sour and dour people, well, entertainment reporter Norman Marks' guest today is proof, 100 proof, that just ain't so. Norm?
Maybe 200 proof. He came to America 9 years ago from Russia, where he was a top comic, earning more than many doctors and lawyers earn over there. When he arrived, he had only $100 in his pockets. Today, you can see him in commercials, in television commercials, in movies. He stars in his own syndicated TV series, and he just sold his Mercedes so he could buy a Ferrari. Yakov Smirnoff will entertain at Pheasant Run in St. Charles from tonight through New Year's Eve, where he will do jokes something like this.
New York was great. I walked off the plane, I saw my name written, big letters, Smirnoff. America loves Smirnoff. I said to myself, what a country. Now, I've been here for a while, and I still make mistakes because you have so many confusing expressions. Like, for example, one guy came over to me and he said, I quit smoking cold turkey. I said, whatever makes you happy. What do you smoke now, ham?
Yakov, you're on a news show now. How is news treated in Russia? Is it different from the newscasts here?
They're on a delay. Couple of years delay, yeah. I got a letter a couple of weeks ago from Russia from a friend of mine who said, I'm sorry about the Titanic. Yeah. And I said, well, wait till you hear about Watergate and stuff, you know. So news are definitely, they know how to tell the same story differently. Like when they shut down Korean airliner, for example, they said that peaceful missile was cruising around. And the plane hit it.
It was a Korean's fault.
That's it, yeah.
Sure. Now, you're going to be entertaining New Year's Eve. How is New Year's Eve different in Russia from America?
In Soviet Union, they celebrate New Year's more like Christmas here. The Santa Claus comes in and brings things that people need, like toilet paper and stuff like that. And you get, on Santa's lap, and he tells you what you're not going to get this year. And you can spend an hour there on his lap, and he'll be saying all those things. But it's a happy holidays in a way that you're making another year, you know. Sometimes, I would ask Mom, what does Santa bring me this December? And she would say, maybe January, and that's you're happy, yeah.
The last time I talked to you, it was about 6 months ago. It was a very happy moment in your life. You were going to become a U.S. citizen on July the 4th, a dream of yours. How did that feel?
Oh, it was great. I mean, America made me feel wanted. In Russia, I was wanted, and it was a different feeling. Here, I was at the Statue of Liberty representing California, which made me feel like Miss America. But a lot of guys in California feel like Miss America. So I felt great. I mean, it was like a birthday party, and everybody shows up. And people were very happy, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Well, you're going to make people happy between now and New Year's Eve at Pheasant Run in St. Charles. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Phil, Marlene.
Boy, he's awfully
funny. You know, that takes a masterful command of English to make jokes like that.
You're right. Wonder Saunders has the day off, and Mark Goldberg is here.
Okay, well, in sports, it was a bad day for Brad Sellers, good day for the Sting, and we'll look in on the Bears and their quarterbacks, Flutie and McMahon. That's right, we're coming.
Try to help the team, and that time's coming.
I know from experience, you got to have somebody back there that is comfortable with what he's doing.
And just from my observation, it doesn't seem to me that he's very comfortable at what he's doing right now. Even listening to him and talking with him, that he's still kind of unsure about certain plays and certain calls he's got to make. So you can't have that going into the playoffs.
You know, it's a shame, but you know, you're going to find that I don't ask his opinion on anything.
Speaking of Jim McMahon, what's the latest on the Brian Bosworth story? Well, the Oklahoma linebacker, banned from playing in the Orange Bowl game after steroids were detected in his system, arrived in Miami today on his own to discuss this situation. And remember now, we told you here yesterday to look for Bosworth to forego his final year of eligibility and get ready for the NFL draft. Now, Brian met the press today, said he was a little disappointed at the turnout. Way to go, Boz. But the man can admit when he made a dumb move.
The fact that I tested positive for a steroid taken back in March for a reason that I'll disclose a little later. I took the wrong steroid due to the fact that the one I took was an oil-based steroid. There are many different types of steroids. I took an oil-based steroid that your body must allow 10 to 11 months for that steroid to completely free from your body. Right now, I guess I'm in the 9th month of that cycle. I did not know that at that time. That's my fault for not looking into it a little farther.
Well, the Bulls have suspended rookie forward Brad Sellers for a total of 4 days. The only game Brad will miss will be the home game Saturday night against the Pacers. The suspension is for disciplinary reasons regarding team rules, and the Bulls will not comment any further on the matter. Now, let's leave with a good thought. 'Twas the day after Christmas, and all through the horizon, the fans were cheering because the Stings had won. They really did. This afternoon, second period against Baltimore, Ben Collins on the dribble. Nice pass to Nicky Klinkarski. 2-0 Sting. But the blast would come back. Watch now as Richard CHANUKAH brings it down the left side and scores off the boards to tie the game at 2-2. But then in the third period now, this is Batata with a nice move. He'll go off the boards, gets it into Pac McGauley, and the Stings go on to win this one by a final score of 5-4. Isn't it nice that Brian Bosworth admitted that he just took the wrong drug?
Don't not do it, just don't get caught.
That's right.
Thanks, Mark. With a report now on what's ahead on the NBC Nightly News, here's Gary Cutley.
Thanks, Phil and Marlene. Tonight on NBC Nightly News, we'll look at the shoppers returning gifts and looking for bargains on the day after Christmas. I'll talk with Soviet dissident Andrei Sakharov, and we'll look at the hardship and determination of the Afghan rebels. Then at 6 on Channel 5 News, the final chapter of Search for Tomorrow means the end of an era for many Chicagoans.
Thank you. Coming up tonight also on the Channel 5 News at 6, we'll tell you about a mother's search for her young daughters, a search that stretches all the way into the Middle East. And we'll see how merchants fared during this holiday season financially. Plus, the man who says he took Eddie Vrdoliak's job as party chairman today talks with us live about that apparent coup today on the Channel 5 News at 6, coming up in about 30 minutes from now. Marlene?
Start back with the 5-day weather outlook in a moment.
The Ford dealers have had a great year, but we're not through yet. We're counting down these final days with some of our best deals of the year. Take advantage of year-end savings on the Motor Trend Car of the Year, Ford Taurus, because we've got plenty of new Tauruses in stock. Then save up to $700 more with a special factory option package. And don't forget Ford's unlimited mileage warranty. Tremendous year-end savings on a wide selection of the best-built American cars and trucks. See the quality people with the quality products. Your local Ford dealer. But hurry, only 5 days left to write off your sales tax.
It's Red Lobster's crab legs and...
Crab legs and lobster, and how about crab legs? And fresh fish and now for crab legs. And scampi that's steaming and crab legs. And I must be dreaming.
A half-pound of snow crab legs and your choice of 8 seafood favorites starting at $7.95.
Crab legs and scallops and so on to crab legs. So dive in and go on.
So come on to Red Lobster now for...
Crab legs and...
This week at Dominic's, save on a refreshing tropical drink, Tropicana Orange Juice from Concentrator Homestyle. A 64-ounce carton, just $1.09. Feel like a king and save on Imperial Margarine. It's incredibly spreadable. 2 1-pound packages in quarters, just 89 cents at Dominic's. And drink a glass of sunshine with Tropicana Frozen Orange Juice from Concentrate or Homestyle. Get a 12-ounce can for just 69 cents. Happy New Year from Dominic's.
What's new for tomorrow? Is it music craft today?
Save half on JBL. Three-way speakers with powerful 10-inch woofer. A great price, just $129.95. Scott's wireless remote programmable compact disc player. Now just $279.95. And from Maxell, buy 4 T120 videotapes at $466 each and get the next higher grade tape free from Maxell.
Music craft. Chicagoland stereo specialists.
5 days of weather from John Coleman.
Won't be much change the next couple. So if you've liked today and tomorrow, folks, we'll probably be pretty well under these clouds for a couple of more days. So about the same thing we've had. There's a little sleet down at Carbondale now, a couple of snow flurries over at South Bend, Lansing, that area, and a little knot in eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and that's about the weather of the country. I'm predicting that we'll be mostly overcast with another flurry or two tonight and tomorrow. Very little wind, continued kind of humid air, a low of 26, a high temperature of 33, and light southwest winds 4 to 8 miles an hour. My 5-day outlook, I show Sunday about the same. But tomorrow I say we might get a peek at the sun. Sunday we probably won't, and the snow flurries probably be a little more meaningful. A bit of a break Monday. Now look at Tuesday. We go up to 38. That's our big warm-up. Now, New Year's Eve, on Wednesday, there's a chance of a rain and snow. Here's my Saturday weather map, showing flurries northern Minnesota back into the Dakotas and kind of ringing the Great Lakes and into Ohio, and we could even get one here, 20s and 30s throughout the Midwest, 40s downstate. Sunday, again, 40s are a little stronger downstate, and that little front is moving through Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin toward us. In Chicago today, low temperature 29, high temperature 33 degrees. If you want a storm, wait till next week. They always seem to come New Year's Eve. Bill, Marlene?
Naturally, don't they? Well, we'll settle with a little bit of snow flurries.
Well, we have a little time to wait. I maybe don't want to sound too panicky. I'm just watching.
All right. Thanks
See
a
you
lot.
at 10, everyone.